In 1830, when the King of England died, the people who washed his body for burial found a small locket on a chain around his neck. Inside it was the portrait of a woman. It was not his queen. It was a woman he had secretly married 45 years earlier and then abandoned. Her name was Maria Fitzherbert, a twice-widowed Catholic. Their marriage was illegal under English law. The Crown spent 45 years pretending it had never happened. This is what happened to her. For the first 10 years, they lived almost openly as husband and wife. He visited her every day. He called her his wife in private letters. Maria, for the first time in her life, was happy. Then George ran out of money. By 1794, he owed the equivalent of £50 million today. Parliament refused to pay his debts unless he married a Protestant princess. The bride they chose was his own first cousin, Caroline of Brunswick. George met her 2 days before the wedding. He took one look at her and demanded a glass of brandy. On the morning of the 8th of April, 1795, he was so drunk he had to be carried into the Chapel Royal. As he stood at the altar, his private secretary heard him whispering one word over and over: Maria, Maria, Maria. He had abandoned her. The British state declared the marriage to Caroline the only legal one. Maria was officially a mistress. Privately, she was a widow whose husband was still alive. She refused to come back to him for years. Eventually, she did, only to be abandoned again when George took yet another mistress. By 1811, it was over for good. For 20 years, they lived apart. He grew obese, gout-ridden, isolated. He kept her letters under his pillow. When his health began to fail, he asked for one thing: to be buried wearing the locket he had worn his entire adult life. George IV died on the 26th of June, 1830. When the new king was told what had been found around his brother's neck, he wept. He went to Maria and offered her a dukedom. She refused. She asked only to wear black widow's weeds. She lived another 7 years. Her final letter to George was never answered. Maria Fitzherbert died in Brighton on the 27th of March, 1837. In her parish church, on the lid of her tomb, 3 small bronze rings can still be seen carved into the stone. 3 wedding bands for her 3 marriages. One of them was to a king.